entire Turkana village on the march. They are in effect climate change refugees, a community fleeing the violence triggered by one of the worst droughts in living memory. They should be herding their animals across the grasslands of northern Kenya. Instead, they're sheltering in a Catholic mission, the miserable conditions better than the risks of dying in gun battles. Paulina Asmit understands the cost of climate change. Her husband and one of her sons were burned alive in their hut when a rival tribe, the Borana, attacked their village in a fight for grazing land.
We don't know why there was this fighting. We don't have anything. It would make more sense if they were fighting because of our wealth, but they're killing us for no reason.
The Borana say this is communal land that they control. They've traditionally shared it with their neighbours in a complex system of land management. But now they tell me the land is being sold and fenced off as their numbers are growing. What was once enough for all simply can't sustain everyone. Conflict is now a fact of life.
This drought is contributing to the clashes because they want land for themselves. As a host community, we have welcomed people to the land, but they cannot own it and keep it for themselves. That's what brings conflict.
Pastoralist wealth is their animals. It's money in the bank and food on the hoof. So when grazing is threatened, it's a matter of life and death. At least 7 people were killed in just one fight between these two communities. But this is not just the story of an isolated tragedy. This is about how the basic ingredients of this conflict, increasingly erratic rainfall, increased competition for grazing and water, is triggering bloodshed right across the continent. A UN study has found that traditional pastoralism manages the land in the most efficient way we know. But the system isn't protected by law, and it collapses when it confronts boundaries, both physical and legal.
Right now, the ability of pastoralists to adapt to climate change is being affected by new land ownership system in the Horn of Africa. Land is being privatized in many of these countries where you have a high number of pastoralists.
So if you add modern guns to shrinking land and dramatically drier weather, the result is likely to be the death not just of a few people, but an entire way of life. Peter Greste, Al Jazeera, Isiolo in northern Kenya.